What's going on, everyone? It's Adam here from Adam's Nintendo World, and we're here with an early review of Disney Dreamlight Valley on Nintendo Switch, also available on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Throwing this out there, I've played for about 7 hours at this point, 7 or 8 hours. After you watch this review, there's actually a premiere happening on the channel on launch day. This is September 6th, and you can click on the link in the description box and hop on over to that review, or to that premiere. But here we're going to give you just some of my early impressions of the game. I will say, for the most part, I actually really do enjoy this game. I was a bit concerned because I had played Gameloft's Disney Magic Kingdoms on iOS and Android, and that game hits you hard. That game hits you hard with the premium content. There's characters that you can get easily without paying a dime, but if you want a lot of the other characters available in the game with Disney Magic Kingdoms, you're gonna be paying money for gems. Because I honestly, I've played so much, I'm not sure, unless you're playing all day, that there's any way to get all those characters in that game. As of right now, and again, I'm early, I don't feel that here. And the premium bit in this game is what I really want to talk about first, and that is the Pixar Disney Star Path. So we're going to open that up right now and take a quick peek. Here is the Star Path. This is another thing I don't like about this game. There are tons, at least on Nintendo Switch. I'm dropping and I'm having issues probably, I would say, once an hour, if not a little bit more than that. And if you're watching my premiere today, you're going to see it. But this is happening, at least on the Nintendo Switch version. I did have a patch today. I'm recording this on the 5th of September, the day before launch. I did install a patch. And I thought maybe that patch was going to clean up some of these issues. It cleaned up other issues, I can tell that already. It's not cleaning up this one, apparently, because here is another game drop. So, save often, and I'm going to get the game reloaded back up, and we'll get going on this review a little bit more. Okay, so we're back from that kerfuffle. So what I was going to show you is, it highlighted one of the issues, so it was brilliant that happened. But I want to go over to the event page. So this is where the premium content is going to be, at least for now. It's going to cost you to get into the events. There's a regular path, which I believe costs you 800 moonstones. I'm not 100% positive because I went the premium route. There's two premium options. The first one costs 2,500 moonstones, and that gives you access to premium rewards. So some of these are premium rewards. You're not going to be able to see it right now because I've already collected some of them, but like the squirrel is a premium reward. The Buzz Lightyear suit is a premium reward, for example. So those are only available if you pay for the premium version of the game. But there was two premiums you could pay for. You could pay $2,500 just to get extra rewards that you can unlock. Plus, instead of only having 3 duties here, it opens it up and it gives you 6 duties. That gives you more options to earn the Pixar balls faster. The other thing that you could have spent was 4,100 moonstones, and it would have given you access to all the premium content. Plus, you would have started the event with 100 Pixar balls. So the premium aspect here is actually okay. I was concerned because of Gameloft's other Disney game, but right now I'm actually quite happy with it. The gameplay in general is actually really great. Walking around feels great. Doing most of the tasks feel great. Everything is mapped to ZR, so there's your camera, your pick, your fishing rod, your shovel, and your watering can. That's great. Interacting with characters, you just interact with A, and it'll give you a drop-down list. I'll show you that really quick here with Goofy. Gives you a drop-down list, and the drop-down list actually works really well. We're not going to do it with Goofy because we have other things to do with Goofy, but maybe Mickey. Let's try Mickey. Here we go. Here's Mickey. And what we're going to do is it'll give you a drop-down list just like this. So you can do different things. You can hang out with characters, which is a lot of fun. They'll earn XP as they hang out with you. So here you can see Mickey is a level 6. They also give you a bonus, and I'll show you that right here as well. So in the bottom corner, you see that little up arrow with the 2 pluses. We'll click up, and it shows that Mickey gives us a bonus anytime we do some digging. So that is all great. That's fine. And everything feels very good. It doesn't feel grindy when it comes to doing stuff like this. I mean, I have so much corn here because one of the events requires me to harvest 100 corn, not coin, sorry. But in general, it doesn't feel grindy, at least not yet. If you haven't seen my tips and tricks videos, watch that. There's 5 tips for beginners. That will help you not have to grind. I had to grind a little bit just because I didn't know something, but I tell you about that in the video. You can find that link down below. So do I have issues? Yeah, I do. The camera, it's pretty good. But when you get into forested areas, and I'm going to walk over to one just to give you a little bit of a reference point. The camera gets a little wonky just trying to see through, like pick stuff up and stuff like that. It's not a deal breaker, but it's just worth noting that like you can get into situations like this where you're trying to move the camera around. It gets stuck. It doesn't happen often, just where it gets like really in tight spaces. It can get a little bit annoying as you try to maneuver, especially when you get stuck on things. And you're trying to maneuver the camera around to figure out where you should go. It's a minor thing. It's a real minor thing, but one worth noting. The other issues are purely gameplay. I've had issues with stuff not spawning. I've had issues with stuff spawning, but I couldn't pick it up. I've had issues, obviously, with the game just crapping right out on me. But again, they're minor. They're minor things. The game crapping out, that's going to be fixed. Like, that's going to be a patch 100%. They're not going to let that keep going on Nintendo Switch. So I would take that, you know, if you're going to be playing day one, maybe expect it a little bit till a patch comes. But if you're going to pick this up in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, I'm going to assume that stuff is going to be fixed. One other kind of small issue is the game doesn't actually hold your hand. And some people are going to love this, and some people are going to hate this. Early on, I had to do a quest with Mickey. I had to make 2 fish sandwiches, and I had to make 5 crudettes, which is essentially just a raw veggie snack. The issue is I didn't know what a crudette was, so I had to look that up first. And even after I looked it up, I'm like, how do I make this? So I put some carrots into a pot and cooked it. Well, that didn't make sense because it said that the meal was raw vegetables, but I threw it in there and I got grilled vegetables. And I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And so I started looking around. I started experimenting with different vegetables, and it wasn't working. It wasn't until I put 3 vegetables into a pot that I finally got the item I needed. Some people are going to enjoy this, some people aren't, but you don't have that recipe. You have to figure it out for yourself. Other situations are a little bit easier. I also had to make 2 fish sandwiches, and what I eventually did was I threw wheat in a pot, I threw a fish in a pot, and boom, I got a fish sandwich. That one seemed to make sense to me because wheat makes bread. And a grilled fish to go on the sandwich. So that one was not hard, but the other one, you know, I was kind of lost. The other thing is when you go into the castle, they're gonna hold your hand through the very first realm you visit. And when you kind of get to that point in the story, Merlin's gonna say, hey, do you want to go visit Wally? Do you want to go visit Moana? Or do you want to go visit, I'm trying to figure out who Remy. And I picked Moana. I thought that would be interesting, so I went to visit Moana. And then I found Moana. I brought her back to my village. Everything was fine, but I'm like, when is the story quest for me to go get Remy? Or when's the story quest for me to go get Wally? Ultimately, you can just go do it anytime you want, as long as you have enough dream points, and you just come back here and open up another door. I didn't realize I could just come back here and do that. Is it my fault for not exploring a little bit? Perhaps. That could be on me. But I would have liked if the game would have given you a pop-up that said, hey, you've brought Moana back. Head back to the castle and feel free to try to bring somebody else back. But it doesn't do that. And so unless you go back and look, you might be going through story quests wondering, hey, when will I bring back Wally? Or when will I bring back Remy? Just go to the castle. There's going to be some growing pains. It is an early access title. There are things that are going to need to be improved. And those quality of life improvements, they're going to be coming. But in general, this is a solid experience. Leveling up characters is a breeze. I've already leveled up Scrooge to level 10. That didn't even take me that long. Leveling up buildings, it doesn't feel grindy. Money can be earned pretty easily by selling crops, by selling food that you've made. And there's a lot of stuff that respawns. And you're not going to wait a long time. There's no timers in this game. There's no like daily timers or things like that. So I'll harvest these apples. And while there's no timer on them, if I come back in like 5-10 minutes, they'll be there for me to harvest again and again and again. Same thing with these rocks. They always come back and things like that. Like, so, you know, like I said, I'll grab these raspberries. By the time I come back 5-10 minutes later, real time, they'll be back again. So you don't see timers. I guess they kind of exist. But not really. Fishing's the same way. The fish might disappear from a pond, and you never know, they might be back really, really soon. So for a freemium game with premium content, I'm actually quite impressed with this. I'm excited to see where they go, but right now it gets a seal of approval. I'm not going to put a score on it. It's early access, but if you love Disney, if you love this type of game, Animal Crossing-esque, build your own village kind of thing, I think you're really going to enjoy this. So check it out. So Everyone, thank you so much. That was my first impression / review of Disney Dreamlight Valley. We're going to do more of these and kind of update this as we go, but pick it up. It's so worth it. We'll talk again real soon. Goodbye.